This guy has been in the Hex space for quite a long time. This man was one of the first few guys I saw that was out here balling it with Hex. I've got a lot of supercars, nice little G-Wagon parked outside the studio right now. Shout out to Super Hex, man. What's up?
What's happening?
Yeah.
I made it.
You're real?
I'm real. I'm human.
I thought
I'm not a bot.
No. You're just some paid actor like Richard hired and stuff to make it look like people are making money, bro. No way.
That's what they think.
So give people a little bit of introduction about who you are, like where you've been, and where are you going?
So my journey, my crypto journey starts back in November of 2015. Why do I remember the exact month? Because it was my birth month. So I got into crypto in 2015, okay. Like I said, November. And guess who got me into crypto? My dad.
Whoa.
Usually it's the other way around, right? Usually the kids telling their parents, come on, you got to get in this crypto thing. But it was my dad. My dad got me into crypto. What he was doing was it was a network marketing Bitcoin mining company. And I'll name it just because they're not around anymore. Bit Club Network.
Oh,
did you ever hear that?
Yeah. I heard about them, man. I know that. I know what happened with that, though.
So that's how I got my introduction to Bitcoin. And then I started from there. I wasn't really buying more mining contracts. I was just buying the coins themselves.
Smart.
So I remember my first Bitcoin was $250, and I bought my first Ethereum for $8. And so that's how I got my start. And then I think that was the bottom of the bear market then. The end of 2015 was like the bottom of that cycle. Yeah. And it started to rally up. So I was buying, and then the price kept going up. So I was buying more. The prices kept going up. So I was buying more. It went from like 250, 500, 1,000. I remember I just kept refreshing every other day, every week. 3,000, 5,000, all the way up to 20K. And guess what I did? I didn't do anything. I just held it and wrote it all the way back down.
How could you? No way. Wait. This is supposed to be a good tell-all story, bro. What happened?
I wrote it all the way back down. And that was good, though, because that was a good lesson. And it reminds me, what we're going through right now reminds me of that time. So that's that's how I got my start was, with Bitcoin through this network marketing Bitcoin mining company. And that's how it started.
I've got to ask you something.
And nobody even knows that story, by the way, because I have never shared that.
Hey, exclusive, man. Hell yeah. We're going to have sound effects for it. We're going to have like blast horns and everything. But now I've got to ask you, man, as a super experienced person in the crypto space, because you actually supersede me by a good year and some change, man. I didn't get into crypto until 2016 in December. So what a cycle, though. That was one, like, I don't know. I've yet to still have a cycle on that level of like maybe when Hex went to all time, but that was like pretty glorious. But like there's like that Pepe where he's on his knees crying, looking up, and there's just the green candle to the moon, right? It's that classic meme. Yep. I've only felt that a couple times in my crypto journey, like Hex just going above 25 cents, and I was like, oh my god, that was pretty incredible. Because we were at most we ever were dreaming it would go to 3 or 8 cents, at most, like kind of like what Dogecoin did. Mm-hmm. But would you let me ask you a question. As someone who has participated or knew about a crypto mining company and stuff like that, and you actually bought Bitcoin so cheap, would you ever recommend mining to people, or would you recommend people just buy their coins?
Buy the damn coins.
But why?
So here's what I thought. So I got into another company later on called Genesis Mining.
Okay. Yep.
And they jacked everyone.
Yep.
Hey, so the problem is, I got into mining thinking that I could do better than buying the coins just if I had a long enough time period. But what happened was the difficulty kept doubling. Then the difficulty kept doubling. I never expected the difficulty to go up as much as it did.
Yeah.
So I got screwed. And then the bear market came, prices went down, they canceled all the contracts. So buy the coins just because, you're not, first of all, you're going to buy yourself a job, like Richard says. Second of all, you're just not going to earn more coins than you can buy.
That's true, man. So, it's really hard because, everyone comes into Bitcoin or crypto thinking like, oh, I'm a mine. Like the last Mohican left is really just what Bitcoin, Litecoin, and then some like whatever sub coins. Like there's really not that much proof of work anymore. and then even on proof of stake, it's still there's a certain amount of work, and if you fuck up or if your computer goes down, you can start losing money and stuff. So even in staking Pulse chain, there's still some prerequisites there and hardware issues and internet issues and stuff like that. And then if you code something wrong, oops.
Speaking of this mining stuff, that's kind of what attracted me to Hex was you buy the coins first, and then you can basically use those coins to mine more coins.
Yeah.
Whereas where the other way around with the Bitcoin, you're buying the equipment. That's not the coins. So if your equipment's out of date or something like that, like what are you gonna do? Sell it for like a tenth of what you paid for it?
Right.
And then the price of the coins are 10 times higher. So
and that's just because the equipment you're using to mine gets outdated really quickly.
Yeah.
Just like you guys think about it, like you buy yourself a brand new gaming computer, and 4 years later, it's not the hottest thing on the block anymore. You're like, oh shit, this thing's kind of slow compared to the highest end now. And that's what happens because technology just keeps evolving. So like the hash rate just keeps going bananas, or if the hash rate doesn't go up, because more and more people are on there, then the difficulty will go up. And
right.
So, yeah.
And that run up from like $1,000 to 20K, everybody was getting into mining.
Yeah.
All those cloud mining companies were selling or marketing the crap out of everybody. Everybody was getting in, and the hash rate was just going through the roof. And I tried to predict that. I was like, okay, if the hash rate does this and this, I'll still make out all right. But the hash rate went parabolic, man.
Right. It isn't like you had an inflation adjusted or I guess difficulty bomb adjusted inflation, like a hash rate bond or something like that, which is impossible, at the time. So
right.
you basically what happens is I think basically unless you just keep up, you're getting diluted pretty much. And then the only thing that can make it up is if the price keeps going up crazy, which it can sometimes, but like at some point it stops, and then you're in a welcome to Pain Town.
Yep. So buy the coins first. I mean, the thing is, we've got better things now.
Yeah.
Like back then, that was like the hot thing.
The pinnacle.
But,
yeah. Like there's people don't understand this. Like you were around back then. Crypto was very boring. I mean, in terms of like all you could really do is you could buy the coin on exchange. If you're like crazy radical out here, you knew somebody who knew crypto, which is like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was hard to buy too.
Yeah.
I didn't buy crypto because it was hard to buy, or Coinbase would limit me to like $25.
Really?
Like,
Coinbase limits
like you got like a $25 limit this week. It's like, okay, I can buy 3 Ethereum,
Oh, poor you. No, that sounds crazy, right? It's just like when Richard says, like, oh my God, it sounds like, oh yeah, I was mining full 50 Bitcoin blocks and stuff like that. That was 50 cents of Bitcoin at the time.
Yep.
That's crazy, dude.